So, Mohita, it is an absolute pleasure to connect with you. And I'm very excited to be interviewing you today. And I really appreciate you making the time for us to get to know you and formally introduce you to the members of the collective.
Thank you, Jen. First of all, I would really like to thank you for inviting me and reaching out to me and getting connected with this group of the best people in the world.
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to contribute a bit from my side for the better mental health as well as the cognitive health of the people across the globe. And myself, I'm Dr. Mohita Shrivastava, and I am a neuroscientist and a neuropsychologist by profession, and I'm based in Dubai. And I'm also the founder and CEO of the Cognitum program. And this Cognitum program has been founded in 2021, November 2021. And this program is meant to basically give the cognitive skills training, improve the cognitive functions and the executive functions, especially for the patients related to the anxiety, PTSD, and depression. Also, this program aims to, give cognitive rehabilitation and cognitive remediation therapy for the neurological patients who've been suffering from stroke, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's, dementia. So there are certain cognitive rehabilitation programs as well as the cognitive remediation therapies that that have been devised for the treatment of the patients, as I mentioned earlier. And I'm also very fond of writing. So I've been writing multiple articles in various international newspapers and magazines related to the brain, mind, and behavior health. Many of the articles you can see on my website and my blog Cognizine, as well as I keep on sharing all those articles on LinkedIn over social media platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, everywhere. So this is about me.
So, Mohita, what inspired you to join the collective?
See, joining collective is a defining value for me today. And we, the humans, as we all know, that we are the social creatures and social animals, and therefore we value our social relationships a lot, right? So, as the name itself suggests, the collective, I consider it as an inspirational group of people fostering the strength of community connection, not only to inspire others, but also to adopt and learn multitude of good practices in the company of the best people who have contrasting yet complementary talents and skills. I truly believe that being collective, a wonderful group, helps each one of us to find a way beyond our known skills and experiences and helps in expanding our horizon of aspirations and unique potential.
Now, you have shared a little bit about what you do. Can you share a bit about your background and what brought you to where you are today?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a neuroscientist and a neuropsychologist by profession. And I'm a PhD in neuroscience, and later I did my master's in psychology and then advanced diploma in neuropsychology. And I keep on updating myself with various novel interventions, tools, and techniques that are available for the brain, cognitive neuroscience research. So, apart from my educational background, um, I've been involved in neuroscience and neuropsychology teaching, research, therapeutics, projects in outreach, cognitive skills training, neuroscientific mindfulness based approaches, guidance and counseling, and multitude of online talks and workshops for more than 15 years. And I have been published various peer reviewed articles in various international journals, as well as in newspapers and magazines related to the brain, mind, and behavioral health. And, as a trained and experienced neuroscientist, I believe that brain and mind health can be improved significantly by following a holistic approach, along with the evidence based neuroscientific exercises and different tasks. Therefore, I felt a need to develop a neuroscientific, holistic, structured, and evidence based program to address the same. And hence, the concept of Cognitome program came into my mind and it took birth. This program basically aims to help people not only to improve their cognitive health but also their overall quality of life. The program embraces and recognizes the importance of cognitive functions and cognitive skills and helps in personal as well as in professional growth, with a focus on the concept of neuroplasticity or the synaptic plasticity or the brain plasticity, as we say. The program acknowledges the brain's remarkable ability to rewire itself with certain degree of stimulation in the form of any task or any exercises, same like a brain gym.
Mm.
So that the concept of neuroplasticity, or this approach of neuroplasticity, opens avenues for learning and new skills and breaking us free from the limiting patterns of thinking and cognitive health. So at Cognitum, we utilized evidence-based tools and techniques widely used in cognitive rehabilitation therapy, cognitive control, and cognitive skills enhancement and training. These approaches aim to harness the immense potential of the brain and mind. So this is
Mm.
how the cognitive program came into picture.
Yeah, we don't use nearly the capacity that we have. And that often is the result of our limiting beliefs about our
Yes,
own
yeah,
ability to learn and to change.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
100%.
I just wanted to mention here that this program is a very holistic neuroscientific program. It is just not, I mean, it's mainly focusing on the cognitive health of the individual because, you know, sorry, because, post COVID era, people were suffering from brain fog. It's an umbrella term used for the cognitive decline and impairment in the cognitive functions. But the people were really not aware why it is happening to them, and what is this cognitive health, and what are the cognitive functions and cognitive abilities. So
Mm.
I really I mean, post COVID era actually inspired me a lot to devise a program which is specifically meant for the cognitive health of the people, because cognition is something which involves your each and every process, whether it's related to your memory, focus, attention, decision making, strategic planning, learning, articulation, anything and everything. So these are so much so important and valuable functions that makes a human being different from an animal, because we can think, we can react, we can respond, we can plan, we can decide, we can memorize, right? So
Yeah,
that's how the, yeah.
like you were saying with the neuroplasticity, we can also learn and change the way that we think.
Yes, of course we can. And that's why this program is helping everybody, not only the patients of anxiety, PTSD, depression, or the neurological patients who are suffering from the cognitive impairment, but also for working professionals like us, the teenagers, who lack of, because, lack of, a lot of stress and lack of sleep and
Mm.
erratic time zones and what do you say, different time zones and traveling out of their work schedule. So that also hampers your cognitive abilities a lot. At least with my own personal experience, I can say I've come across with many people working in the corporate sector. Memory, focus, and attention. These three things, they are impacted most due to the lack of sleep, lot of stress, and traveling a lot. Some job and some profession demands a lot of traveling as well. And across the zones, we are connected via nowadays with the online platforms for with online meetings and all those. So they cross the zone, there's a time difference, but the people have to work, so that's the part of their bread and butter. So you know that is really impacting their cognitive health, so they come to me for just for the improvement of their cognitive skills, especially in terms of their working memory and short term memory.
Yeah, wonderful. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And yeah, and this neuro that is how this concept of neuroplasticity, it's an amazing concept
Yeah,
actually.
amazing.
The brain keeps on rewiring, and I mean, of course, due to aging or with the increase in age, the ability and the capability of brain to rewire itself decreases a little bit. But then, like a brain gym, like we go to a physical gym for our body, synaptic plasticity, we can exploit this concept of synaptic plasticity by repeated stimulus in terms of giving them the cognitive exercises, cognitive tasks, mindfulness based approaches. And mind you, here, the mindfulness based approaches are not only the meditative approaches, there are multitude of things that operates at the conscious as well as the subconscious level.
Mhm.
So the cognitum program, we have a separate program which we call it as the cerebration techniques.
Yeah,
Okay, so
fantastic.
that includes all the mindfulness based approaches, but the cognitive skills training and the cognitive program and all those things, they are focusing on the conscious part of your brain, your awareness.
That's right.
You're the physical brain, but the mindfulness based approaches, they are focusing on your subconscious mind.
Yeah, which is amazing. I love that because um, in some of the readings that I've done, 95% of our behavior is produced unconsciously by the subconscious mind. And if we can actually, so one of the things that I often say to students is the conscious mind is the goal setter, the unconscious
Mhm.
mind is the goal getter.
Get
And
it.
so
Yes.
having them work in partnership and in synergy, that's actually how we get the results we want easily and effortlessly. Not to say that we don't need to put in some effort, because we
Mhm.
are required to take action, but
Action. Yeah.
we need them to work in partnership. Otherwise, we make a conscious goal and the unconscious mind may say something like, oh, I don't deserve that, or I can't learn that, or and then
Mhm.
that creates a barrier for us, which
Mhm.
means we need to effort a lot harder. Yeah.
That's true. And it's as you rightly said, actually, Freud, the father of
Yeah.
psychoanalysis, his iceberg model. So the conscious awareness is just like the tip of the iceberg. The most of the things are unconscious and the preconscious,
Mm.
right? So that is what it drives us most, even to attain or do any action, to perform any action, and to attain anything in life.
And even not to
So
take action.
yeah, even yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So that's out there that this from this cognitive program, it's divided into two parts. Like one, the cerebration techniques, which is completely focusing on the mindfulness based practices
Mm.
and targeting the preconscious or the subconscious, we can say.
Yeah.
And another one is the cognitive skills training for the executive functions and cognitive abilities improvement, of which we come across and which we deal day to day in our lives, at work, in professional life, and all those. So that's the conscious part, and that's the subconscious, the preconscious part.
Yeah. That's beautiful. So this might be a silly question. What are you passionate about in your field? Because it sounds like you're passionate about everything in your field.
Well, that's a really good question. And to answer this, I would like to mention that so scientist means being a researcher, a lifelong
Mm.
researcher. I'm deeply passionate about neurosciences for a variety of reasons. And first of all, I truly believe that neuroscience offers a window to look into the most complex human organ in the entire universe, or multiverses, as we say. So, the human brain. So, understanding how the brain works not only unlocks the fundamental mysteries of human cognition, behavior, human mind, and consciousness, but also, it holds the potential to revolutionize countless aspects of our lives, right? From medicine to the mental health to the education and technology. So I'm really passionate about the potential of neuroscience to make a tangible difference in people's lives by improving treatments or the therapeutic approaches and interventions related to brain mind behavior issues and conditions. Every day, I'm driven by the excitement of uncovering new insights into the inner workings of the brain and mind, and by profound implications this knowledge can have for improving how this knowledge can help people for improving human well-being and advancing society as a whole. Now, what lights me up about the neurosciences, the constant sense of discovery and the thrill of unraveling the mysteries of the brain, behavior, and mind. Every breakthrough, no matter how small, feels like peeling back another layer of a fascinating and infinitely complex puzzle.
Mm.
So, really, I mean, whether it's exploring the neural basis of consciousness, uncovering the mechanism of cognition or cognitive functions or cognitive abilities, or developing new therapies or intervention plans for different neurological or psychological disorders, there is always something new and exciting on the horizon. So overall, I believe it doesn't hold true to me only, but it's for all of the neuroscientists across the globe, that we as a neuroscientist have diverse interests and responsibilities as well for the society, right from designing and conducting a research and therapeutic plan, understanding it, comprehending it, and then evaluating, analyzing the results, deciphering the discoveries, to applying that knowledge, to improve the human health and well-being among the masses. And this all could be achieved by staying updated, up to date, updated with new discoveries and techniques emerging all the time. And by, like, as I mentioned earlier, that I'm a very avid writer. I love sharing knowledge in the form of multitude of articles, and my writing my own blogs and posting everything on the LinkedIn, and commenting on the post related to the neurosciences with my own little bit of knowledge, limited knowledge that I have, putting my own thoughts and views. And I also think that I offer offering mentorship programs for inspiring the next generation of scientists and guiding students, or even just the general masses, through the research projects or the collaborating and sharing our expertise with peers and others. This is what I believe. And that really inspires me the most, to share the knowledge and to keep on digging the knowledge about, to unravel the mysteries of brain and mind, and how it could directly come for us, how it can directly come to us in terms of improving our behavior and, limiting belief patterns.
That's incredible. I love that. I can feel your excitement. It's just like, oh, this is new. I need to tell the world, like, because everyone can benefit from it,
Yes,
and I
yes.
think that's so important, because you're really actually empowering individuals is what you're doing, and then
Thank you.
empowering communities as a whole, and then the world. Just you wait.
Thank you.
So, how do you envision your work contributing to positive change? Because it's not just in health, it's in education, it's across the board.
Yes, yes, that's true. Very true.
Yes.
See, myself being a neuroscientist and a neuropsychologist professionally, I envision my work bringing positive changes by contributing to a deeper understanding of the brain and mind and its direct impact on our behavior, as we see, and our cognitive abilities and our overall well being and health. But as you asked about education and and a community as a whole, and in terms of service, so as I mentioned earlier, that I'm very much keen to develop some mentorship programs,
Mm,
and and with my limited resources and limited knowledge what I have, I keep on sharing on various social media platforms, keep on conducting my articles, as well as keep on conducting workshops, webinars, talks, to create awareness among the, masses about the general brain and mind health. And I believe that by translating my approaches, whether it's a scientific approaches, whether it's a holistic approaches, or whether it's about writing my articles and sharing knowledge, or conducting workshops and talks or sessions or webinars, I believe that by translating all these approaches or research findings into practical applications and intervention, it leads to tangible improvements in education, community well-being, and public health.
mm,
So the integrated, neuroscientific approach of our Cognitome program involves various methods. For example, we conduct community outreach and education programs in the form of workshops, talks, webinars, articles, and newspapers, magazines, blogs, or outreach events to raise awareness about brain, mind, and behavior health. And I personally believe that this helps in better understanding of the brain functioning, not only in terms of cognitive, but also in terms of emotional health, and promotes our healthy lifestyles, behaviors, and reduce stigma surrounding the mental health disorders.
mm,
So, besides this, I also believe that brain based technologies, you know, like adaptive brain exercises, specific tasks, and we have headgears nowadays, a lot of headgears, portable headgears to record your brain activity, to see your brain activity in real time. And they're all tailored and based on one's cognitive strength and weaknesses. So, our program also focuses on creating novel interventions and therapies for neurological and psychological disorders. This might involve conducting clinical research studies to evaluate the efficacy of new treatments, exploring the potential for various neuromodulation techniques nowadays, or developing digital health solutions for monitoring and managing various conditions, especially in terms of cognitive health. Cognitive program also offers and implement evidence-based interventions for individuals recovering from brain injuries, strokes, or neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's, in terms of designing cognitive rehabilitation and cognitive remediation programs, and incorporating assistive technologies and many more. So I personally believe me as a person, as a neuroscientist, as a neuropsychologist, and as a human being above all, I really positively envisions, my cognitive program for the betterment of the people, not only in terms of their cognitive health, but also in their quality of life.
Mm. Yeah, and I mean, it's very clear your holistic approach. So a lot of science is around theory, but you're
Theory, yeah,
taking it from the research and the data and the theory, and then actually creating the application of it to create the change that needs to happen.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's very
That's
commendable. Like, are you doing the whole journey through? Yeah, it's
And
very commendable.
Jen, I would like to mention that I have published few of the articles for the
Mm,
remarkable case studies in terms of anxiety in the PTSD patients, and they were dependent on the anxiolytics and antidepressants, SNRIs for ages like 20 years, 15 years, and something like
mm,
that. And after getting into this program, and the cognitive health was not only their cognitive health, their behavioral health and their mental health was also deteriorated a lot. And when they came to me and they enrolled for this program, it took 6 to 8 months for them to get rid of their medication as well. But the program helped them commendably, and they came out to be a very confident as well as a
mm,
as well as we can see a lot of behavioral change in them. They understood the concept of the neuroplasticity, the concept in a neuroscientific manner, and they understood how they can, reprogram their subconsciousness, the subconscious mind, and they can overcome their subconscious challenges that were holding them with just merely with the concept of neuroplasticity. So it helped them a lot.
I can see this going all the way into early intervention. So that, yes, we have a lot of psychiatric and psychological mental health in the world.
Mhm. Mhm.
But you're solving this problem already. So, and I can see how that will filter down into early intervention so that we won't be having those issues for our young people in their future to the degree
Future.
that we do now.
No, yes,
Yeah, that's
yes.
amazing.
Thank you.
So, Mohita, what do you hope to achieve by being part of the collective?
Uh, See, once you become a part of a cohesive group as a whole, then the entire group helps in realizing yours or mine or one's collective potential. So that sense of belonging elevates my sense of responsibility beyond myself and motivates me to maximize my effort to achieve that goal or any particular goal. Moreover, being surrounded by a diverse array of perspectives and talents pushes, me to develop my own skills and reevaluating myself, retrospecting again and again. And it also helps in networking constantly with curiosity, integrity, and passion, to discover more people who can add to an extent, not only theirs, but also my own individual capability.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that just really excites me too. Like this conversation with you. Oh my goodness. So, Mohita, can you share a recent project or initiative that you've been involved with that you feel
Mhm.
aligns with the values of the collective?
Yeah, sure, sure. Well, as I mentioned earlier, apart from being a neuroscientist and a research-oriented person, I am also advocating the mental health a lot, and pushing pushing people, the masses, to speak about it, you know, to overcome that stigma of discussing what they're going through in their lives. So I've been for this to achieve and to create awareness, as I mentioned many times, that I'm publishing multiple articles and writing my own blogs, and related to the brain, mind, and behavior. And few of my articles related to toxic positivity, gaslighting, narcissistic behavior. These are the terms that
Mm,
people are maybe they're aware, but they're not able to comprehend in their own lives that they are being the victim of all these, you
mm,
know, uh, behaviors, or the by others, like they're being gaslighted by others, or you know mm, this concept of toxic positivity.
mm,
No matter what, you have to stay positive in life, ignoring ignoring whatever is happening around you. So, this initiative of mine to write and to create awareness among the masses, and choosing these kind of topics, which
mm,
each one of us is going in our lives, we know that we are suffering, knowingly that we are suffering, and we are being the victim of these kind of gaslighting effects and all those stuff, or the narcissistic people all over around us.
mm,
But we don't know how to combat it, how to
mm,
respond to it, and
mm,
what happens then, it leads within us, uh, it sprouts the seed of depression, or make us feel worry or fearful all the time. That disdains our confidence. What we want to do or achieve in life, we are not able to do it because we are being the victim of gaslighting, or having the narcissistic people around us, or
mm,
having overloaded with the concept of this toxic positivity, that no matter what, mm, I am wrong, because I'm not taking or seeing or visualizing whatever condition is going through positively.
mm,
So, that's why, I focus on writing and creating awareness in terms of workshop and talks on the topics like gaslighting, narcissistic behavior, how to overcome the narcissistic behavior, toxic positivity. And I'm writing, as I mentioned, my blog Cognizine as a part of initiative by Cognitive Program to create and raise awareness for the same. And I invite, and I'm more than willing to join anyone and everyone in this collective group to come forward and conduct, educate, guide, create interventional approaches with us, especially focusing on the cognitive health and mindfulness therapy in terms of workshops, talks, awareness among the masses. I'm
mm.
really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's very exciting, isn't it?
It is.
So, Mahita, how do you see the collective playing a role in achieving our collective goals? I mean, I think we want to change the world.
Yes, yes. See, I believe that the collaboration, you
Mm,
know, collaborating with others, and collective is such a platform where we come across with like-minded people, and we are free to connect and contact and project our ideas and collaborate. And I personally believe, collaboration is something which is very good, in working with others to achieve a common goal or create something new, sharing ideas, resources, constructive feedbacks. It not only helps focus on our individual strength, but one of the best thing about it is that it allows, you to constantly bounce off ideas on each other. Right. And that really helps keeping the creative juices flowing,
mm,
and can ultimately lead to better results.
mm,
Besides, joining a group like Collective and collaborating with the like-minded individuals helps ensure that no ideas goes unheard or untouched. So it gives equal opportunity to give and receive constructive feedback. Working together helps fill in gaps that individual skill sets, gaps in the individual skill sets, and enables each one of us to merge skills and maximize those that benefit the common goal for the greater good.
Mm,
Collaboration and collaboration with others, and specifically in a group like collective, encourages self-awareness or the ability to maintain a clear perspective of your strengths as well as the challenges. Like for example, when faced with a complex challenge, a collaborative team, or if I'm in touch with the many people from the collective group, and they're aware with the challenge I'm discussing, and in my challenge that I'm currently going through with them, the team can leverage the collective intelligence of its members to analyze the problem from multiple angles and
mm,
come up with innovative solutions which I might not be able to think on my own.
yeah.
So in today's competitive business, besides, let's talk about the business now. So in today's competitive business landscape, organizations are constantly looking for ways also to optimize their operations and maximize their return on investment.
Mm,
So that is also one of the very important factor, in being getting collaborated and getting connected with the like-minded people. By collaborating with other businesses or individuals, organizations, we can have access to a wider range of resources, specialized expertise, technology, infrastructure, and without having to invest heavily in acquiring them independently, because we cannot ignore that fact. Eventually we are running something that we need to have resources and expertise, you know to give the
yeah,
world a better solution, of better and a
absolutely.
pragmatic solution.
And then and having those networks all within one group is
Mm-hmm.
just it makes it so easy because we all have built rapport. We all understand and have had an experience of the caliber of the
Yeah,
thinking that is already present within the group.
that's true. I
Yeah,
agree. I second that. Yeah.
yeah, I love it. So what excites you the most about the potential impact that we can make together?
See, one of the most exciting aspects for a person like me, being part of a society of individuals from diverse background, is the opportunity for interdisciplinary collaboration and collective problem solving and discovering as well as developing novel or new intervention or technologies for better brain, mind, and behavioral health. And I would say, especially for the most taken for most granted, or most forgotten, cognitive health. So of course my focus is on cognitive health and mindfulness based approaches, but still I would like to advocate about the mental health, because cognitive health is a little different and your mindfulness based approaches are a little different, but the mental health is something which is um, you know if your anxiety, depression, these are very common these days in this rapid developing stressful phase. And so I personally believe that by engaging with the individuals from diverse background, as we see in this collective group, we gain fresh perspectives and innovative approaches, to tackling complex research questions and the real world challenges. And moreover, we get cross cultural insights, as we know, that the brain function and behavior can be influenced by cultural, socioeconomic, geographic, demographic, environmental factors in impacting the brain development, cognition, and mental health across the population. So I believe that by collaborating with individuals from diverse cultural backgrounds, as we see in this group, we can gain valuable insights, into how these factors interact with the neural processes, leading to more culturally sensitive and inclusive research and interventions.
Mhm.
And above all, addressing health disparities requires a multidisciplinary approach. So, considering factors such as race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, and geographic location, it would help to develop more effective strategy for, preventing, diagnosing, and treating issues related to the brain, mind, and behavior.
Mm. Yeah, that's really interesting because absolutely you're right. Culturally, it does, and environmentally, there's a massive impact on the development of the brain in those early stages as well. And,
Yes.
health and well-being really needs to be an individualized therapeutic approach, utilizing, potentially different bits and pieces of different tools. So, Mohita, lastly, what
Mhm.
message or advice would you like to share with your fellow members in the collective?
Well, I would like to share a lot if the time permits, but uh,
Absolutely. You go for it, girl.
thank you. See, on a very honest note, I'm really focused on cognitive health, the concept of cognitive health, because this is what we are dealing in our lives on a day-to-day basis. That makes us or that labels us in terms of others, a person sane or insane, right? So, cognitive health, I would like to mention here, and I would like to give this message to the people in the group and to each and every one of you who's going to watch this clip, that cognitive health is a real complex and multifaceted issue, you know, and please do not consider it as a separate from your physical health, right? Because we are using those two terms nowadays, the physical health and the mental health, but we don't know the term, but the cognitive, the cognition, the cognitive health, but the cognitive health is the point, it is the pinpoint where if you are not aptly performing or thinking or reacting or behaving, that's because there are certain cognitive abilities that are not being functioned properly at the moment, and we label it as a mental health. These terms are being used interchangeably, rather people hardly use the term cognitive health. They all talk about the mental health and consider it that it's a part of the mind. But to quote here, to mention here, mind is like a software of a computer and brain is like a hardware. That's a structure,
Mm,
right? So I must emphasize here that cognitive health is an essential component of your overall well-being. The importance of cognition, or we can say the cognitive abilities, dates back to Rene Descartes, who very aptly once said, "Cogito ergo sum." You know, that means a phrase in Latin. That means I think, therefore I exist, right?
mm,
So as discussed and mentioned earlier, that cognitive health is influenced by a combination of genetic, biological, psychological, and environmental factors. So it is not simply a matter of mind over matter, but involves complex interactions within the brain and the nervous system, endocrine system, as well as interacting with our social and environmental influences.
mm,
So I believe that, as we all know, that our brain, the human brain, is a vastly adaptable organ with trillions of neural connections. So we can rewire our brain by creating entirely new neural pathways
mm,
and, exploring the opportunities towards learning new skills and behavior, and unlearn the limited patterns of thinking, blocking our with that blocks our personal as the professional growth. So just as we prioritize our physical fitness and wellness, we must also prioritize our cognitive wellness and recognize the importance of, taking care of our brain, mind, and behavior, just like our physical bodies.
mm,
So, our program actually is an outcomes of years of research and studies blending the elements from neuroscience and neuropsychology to holistic ancient science, to help everyone tap the vast reservoir of resources available in the brain and in the endocrine system of our body.
mm.
So, all it takes is an inquisitive mind and a spark to make your tomorrow better than your today. So, I urge each and every one of you to come and start together the journey to explore the infinite potential of the brain, to enrich our mind and behavior, and live a healthier, happier, and fulfilling lives.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, Mohita, it has been an absolute inspiration talking with you today.
Thank you so much, Jen. My
I'm
pleasure.
really
And
excited.
I'm privileged and humbled that you gave me an opportunity to speak upon your platform.
The
Thank
ideas
you.
that are coming up are just amazing. And the skills and the generosity and the willingness to build something amazing for the betterment of everybody is just such an incredible gift.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you so much. Thank you. You. Even I'm looking forward, and I really, really, really am humbled and honored that you gave me this opportunity, and I'm really looking forward for it. And I would I would like to have like-minded people who can come forward, and we can, if not much, then at least we can create a group which for monthly workshops or talks or webinars, to at least create
Absolutely.
awareness among the masses. This is
Absolutely.
what at least we can do sitting across the geographies.
100%.
Jen, you know what? I would be doing it, though everything is available on my website and my social media accounts, my company
Yes.
page, Cognitome LLC. But
Yes.
I keep on posting my articles and everything, even in this collective group. So
Yes.
that
That would be
yeah,
wonderful.
that
Yeah.
would help people a lot to, get an
Absolutely.
insight.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, unless we know ourselves and understand ourselves, we can't even understand our children, let alone our partners or our parents or, and there can be so much conflict just simply through, I think this,
Mm,
and not accepting that not everybody thinks the way that we do.
yes.
So when we're offended by something, often we think that's the intention, but it's not.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
true. That's true.
yeah,
I agree.
I often say to my students, I mean, well, there is a positive intention behind every behavior, even if we don't like the behavior. We
Mm,
need to
that's
step
true.
into the other person's shoes and understand that it's protective or it's about safety or it's about survival or whatever it is, but the intention
That's
is positive.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly is being empathetic to understand why somebody is behaving like that. Maybe the upbringing, maybe the uh,
Maybe
environment where they have
trauma,
been brought up,
maybe, yeah,
the
yeah,
socioeconomic status, whatever
yes,
it is.
yeah,
So,
100%.
so that's what. So, I think, Jen, we can do a lot of things together collectively, of course.
Absolutely. All right, Mohita. Well, it's been an absolute joy, a pleasure, and an honor. And I really look
Gee,
forward to
thank you so
seeing what
much.
we
I'm
can
humbled and
create.
honored, and I'm really, really heartfelt thanks for creating such a good group and giving all of us an opportunity. It's commendable that what you're doing, and I'm really looking forward to be in touch with you, not only for certain this thing, but as a human being, as a friend forever
Yeah,
till I'm
absolutely.
alive.
Fantastic. Thank you,
Okay.
Mohita. You have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you really
Same to
soon.
you. Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.